Hello everyone, so this is the summary of the poem The Sun Rising by John Donne. This poem was published in 1633 in the volume Songs and Sonnets. Actually, in this poem, poet is addressing to the sun and here sun is personified, okay? And here poet is angry with the sun and calls the sun to be busy old fool, and he says that sun doesn't know any rules because sun is peeping through the windows and the curtains of his room, and by doing so sun is disturbing him in his love making. Okay. And he says that lovers do not plan the hours of their love making according to the movements of the sun in the sky. And now he calls the sun to be rude, insensitive, and stupid, and he advises the son to scold schoolboys who are late for school and the lazy workers who are late for their work. Chid means scold. And to tell the courtiers to get ready to go out on hunting with the king, or to tell the busy farmers to collect their harvest. So these are the duties which son can perform rather than disturbing them in their love making. And now he is saying that love doesn't know any seasons. Love is not affected by any change in the seasons, climates, hours, days, months, which are the divisions of time. And now he says that what does sun think that his rays are so respected and strong? He can stop the rays of the sun from reaching to him by closing his eyes, but he doesn't want to do so because he doesn't want to lose the sight of the beautiful face of his beloved. And now he is saying that if sun is not blinded by the brightness of his beloved's eyes, then sun should visit them tomorrow late at night and should inform them whether sun is going to find East Indies, which is known for spices, and West Indies, which is known for gold mines, at the same place where he left them. Okay, or he will find East Indies and West Indies in his bedroom, in poet's bedroom, because this bedroom is entire world to the poet. Okay, and now he is saying that sun should go and check whether he is going to find the kings where he saw them yesterday, or he is going to find these kings in his bedroom. And now he says that his beloved is equal to states and the kingdoms, and by possessing her, he seems to be rich and wealthy like princes and the kings, and nothing else matters to him. And now he says that princes only imitate him, in order to become happy. Okay, they try to become happy by imitating them, and compared to their love for each other, rest of the honor, respect, and wealth seems to be a mockery and seems to be deceptive. Thou son are half as happy as we. Now he is saying that son is not as half as happy as they are because son is alone and son doesn't have any beloved, and he can see the entire world in his little room where he is there with his beloved. And now he says that son should have some rest because son is now old and his duty is to provide warmth to the world, and his duty is performed now by providing warmth to the beloved and to the poet. And now he is saying that by shining on the poet and his beloved, the sun is shining over the rest of the world, because this world seems to be this room seems to be the entire world to the poet. And now he is saying, but by shining over them, sun is everywhere, and this bed which is there in his bedroom is sun center, and the walls of his bedroom are the outer boundaries of the solar system for the sun, because this little room is world to the poet, and sun by shining over them seems to the poet as if the sun is shining over the rest of the world. And here the poem ends.